Good evening, and welcome back to the Brickhead family and our 31 days of Halloween. I am your humble host, Daddy Brickhead, and tonight we bring you a trip to one of the hauntedest places in Rockford, Illinois. It is the Tinker Swiss Cottage.
Hey guys, welcome back to the Brickhead family. I am Daddy Brickhead, and today I am solo. I am at a very haunted spot here in Rockford, Illinois, and it is the Tinker Swiss Cottage. They are offering a paranormal tour tonight, and I'm going solo, and there's been documented a lot of history stuff going on back here. Tours start here, and if you ever want to take a tour of Tinker Swiss Cottage here in Rockford, Illinois, here are your times. Alright, looks like we are entering the house now. Got you a night vision. Sounds like a train rolling through. Sure, I can hit on the steps here.
Red room, which these stairs go right up through that area. You'd hear the creak of floorboards down here, like somebody's walking around. Now, to me, that's, you know, you creak a floorboard, you gotta have some sort of weight. Now, I'm sure the house is already settled many, many decades ago, so I can't understand why you hear that.
Right, so this is the sitting room. Both the serving kitchen and the sitting room, they're very informal spaces. You would never want your guests to see either of these rooms because they're not quite apart. I can tell you guys, my house does not look this nice. But in the Victorian era, you only show off the best of the best that you have. So in here, this is where the family relaxed. They did writing, reading, you know, cross-stitching, things like that.
It didn't take the house very long to let me know that there was something there. Just in the second room that we entered, while the tour guide was talking, I felt something behind my back, something touching my neck, like a cool breeze. I do not consider myself a medium at any point, but living in a haunted house as long as I have, you know when there's something there that isn't human. As I flip the camera around, I see nothing using my full UV camera. Was it behind that door? I don't know. But this would not be the last time the something stands behind me in the Tinker Swiss Cottage.
Guys, welcome to the parlor. This room has a lot of really great things in it because this is the first room of the home that our guests are going to see. So this is where we entertain visitors. So we have a grand Steinway piano here in the corner. All the ladies of the Tinker Door households did play on. Here in the corner by the fireplace, this black piece of art is actually a mourning gift. Mary's sister Hannah created this and gave this to Jesse with the theory that we believe she had a miscarriage because you could see an angel taking. Believe she had a miscarriage because you could see an angel taking.
Just like in the previous room before this one, I started getting that eerie feeling again, like something was behind me. This time it felt like it was staring down at me from inside the library. As soon as I started turning the camera around to see if I could see anything, you heard a disembodied sigh come across the camera.
Believe she had a miscarriage because you could see an angel taking a couple of babies up to heaven. So this is one of our mourning pieces we've got up on display right now. A couple of babies up to heaven.
While turning the camera to full UV, to see if I could try to see something up there. I hear a sigh, but I didn't hear it when I was there, and I can't be 100% sure if it is somebody, one of the attendees of the tour. This one I have to throw out as possibly human interference.
Couple of babies up to heaven. You'll hear somebody, one of the investigators, go, "Oh, well, there goes the train," and you can hear the train whistle in the background, like we heard a little bit earlier tonight. And there's a woman's voice that comes over and says, "I don't like trains. I don't like trains. Trains bring death." This, in my opinion, is most likely Mary's niece, Marcia. Marcia was sitting up in the balcony there when she saw her uncle Robert get hit by that runaway cart and drug about 300 feet down. I'm sure she thought he had died. All right, this is the Tinker's dining room. This is not as active as some of the other rooms, but we've got a decent amount of stuff going on in here. So, as I mentioned earlier, my first month and a half there was a hazing phase where I heard the dishes rattling. One of my biggest things, though, is I'm a bit OCD. My curator, who you all met when you signed in today, is extremely OCD. And what they like to do is they like to move the silverware just enough so that we notice and we have to go get gloves to fix it. As you can see, we do have our Victorian childhood exhibit set up.
Unfortunately, while up in the Red Room, I didn't catch any evidence. It was kind of hard with as many people as there were and the floors creaking. I didn't even get the eerie feeling with as talked about as this room was, for as much as activity as there is in there. I didn't even get an inkling or a feeling of something in that room. Not like the first time we took a tour of the Tinker Swiss Cottage. When we entered this room, both me and Mommy Brickhead both had eerie feelings, like there was something here.
Yep, so we did downstairs, all the walls were clean. There was a loose layer of like dirt, soot, stuff that had caked on. So all those windows downstairs have been cleaned up. The basement was really, it was kind of redone downstairs in the basement, where they did take off the wallpaper that was on the walls down there.
After coming empty in the Red Room, we made our way to Robert Tinker's bedroom. While in his bedroom, I was stood in this corner because I had a certain draw to it. And while I was standing there, I kept feeling that thing behind my head again. This time, it was actually caressing my neck.
And all of a sudden, she gets a walked out the back door, and that was it. She didn't come back in until she needed to close up, and in the meantime, she called one of our volunteers and was like, "You need to get down here right now, because I'm not sitting here by myself today." So like I said, in here I've been shushed.
While listening to the tour guide, I kept getting stroked in the back of my head. So I turned on the full UV camera and flipped the camera around to see if I could see anything. And I was not disappointed. Not only do I get a disembodied voice that I can't make out exactly what it says, but if you look in the top left-hand corner, you can see an orb shoot down into the camera and then shoot back straight out where it came from.
I'm not sitting here by myself today. I'm not sitting here by myself today. I'm not sitting here by myself today. I'm not sitting here by myself today.
I'm standing here. I kept feeling and hearing something behind me. And I kept peering back here. I don't see anything. But I felt like something kept brushing the back of my neck. I don't know if there was a draft coming through this window. But yeah, I did feel something over here. While in the basement listening to the tour guide, I had heard somebody walking down the stairs that we had come down, and it caught the attention of Dale too. He turned around and took a couple pictures. Was somebody coming down the stairs, or were the stairs actually creaking behind you?
Me?
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, we were down here, I was going to ask, we were down here doing a public event with Kathy Kressel, and we split it up in 4 groups, and we had one of our groups down here. And everybody was down here, and like I said, there's a whole floor between us and the red room, and we heard somebody either coming from this stairs or right overhead. So, and we actually had one of our investigators go over there and look up the stairs to see if somebody was coming out, because it was that definitive of sound.
Because I didn't know if somebody was coming down the stairs
I was the last one.
or what, because I seen you turn around and take a picture. I'm like, I thought somebody was coming down the stairs. But then you turned around and kind of peeked your head around, didn't see anyone, and took a picture, so I was like, you probably heard what I heard. What you're about to hear is a Class A EVP of a disembodied voice. And it says, "Help me." Is this Robert Tinker needing help up and down the stairs after his foot injury?
Session in the library, Tinkersmith's Cottage. Right ahead.
Great. Good evening, Tinkers and Doors. Robert, Mary, Jesse, Hannah, Marcia, Josephus, anybody else who would like to come out to chit chat with us, we would really love to hear you guys. Dale is here. You guys should know him real well. Him and Laura and oh crap, I'm so sorry. Ron, thank you. Are all here. They've been here to visit you guys a whole bunch. We've got a group of people here who would love to hear from you. If you could please let us know you're here, that'd be super awesome. Thanks, guys.
Okay, I'm going to turn this device on. It's called a Phasma box. And it can speak in full sentences and very often does. If you hear something that somebody else doesn't hear, just kind of say what you think you hear. So that way when I go back I can kind of listen to it. Because like I said, everyone's hearing is different, so I may misinterpret something. I always like to start off with, is anybody in here who wants to communicate with us? Can you tell us your first name? That sounded like Robert, didn't it?
I heard Robert.
Yeah, Robert. Hello, Robert.
Hello, Robert.
Right away.
Is Jesse with us tonight?
Bring drinks.
What? Sounded like you said bring.
That's not a reverb, so that's that kind of reverb sound.
Is Mary with us tonight?
Robert, can you tell us your last name?
Brown out.
That's a simple question. What's your last name, Robert?
Shut up.
Let's say shut up.
Said shut up.
Really not forever.
I'm really not dead.
Of course you're not dead.
The following Phasma box clip you're about to hear is simply unbelievable. What you are about to hear is something that I didn't put together when I was at Tinkerswiss. It was when I was editing this video down that I realized something.
Lexi is in here.
Lexi is in here?
Thanks for text.
What do you think it said?
I thought it said Lexi is in here.
Do you have a name? Lex?
Sound like a girl.
Yeah. What?
Lexi.
Lexi.
Unfortunately, with us both talking at the same time, you are unable to hear the box actually say Lexi, as it is trying to confirm that its name was Lexi instead of Lex. We were able to hear this with our own ears, but like I said, unfortunately, it was not on camera. Amazingly, the spirits that came through the Phasma box at the Tinkerswiss Cottage referred to Lexi, a spirit we had talked to in a previous video at our own house. And then it said push the red button. The red button is YouTube. And then says at the Brickheads.
Lexi is in here.
Lexi is in here?
Thanks for text.
What do you think it said?
I thought it said Lexi is in here.
Alright guys, well thank you for coming out to Tinkerswiss Cottage with us today. Hopefully we get something spooky on here to get y'all spooked out. Thank you for tuning in to the 31 days of Halloween. Make sure to tune in tomorrow for another entry to the 31 days. Also make sure to subscribe here on YouTube. Make sure to also check us out on Facebook, Instagram, Pinterest, and Twitter. I am Daddy Brickhead, saying unpleasant dreams.